Has it been 10 minutes yet?
As the ferry approaches town is in a bit of a frenzy. People coming and going and shouting. And as they see your ferry approach, you hear a few of them call out, the kids, they're coming back. Get the idler. And you hear scrambling as several figures about the town begin to move. And very soon you see several of your parents, as well as the idler, the captain, and Father Cormac, sort of meet you at the docks as you arrive. Roland, I think, throws his arms around Silas and Serena and weeps. And I think this is something that's a little startling for you, Silas. You've not seen your dad in this sort of position, but he was very torn up about the thought of potentially losing you. And of course, Desmond and Lark both grab Nate and Sam and hold them close, and Clara squeezes the life out of Ellen practically. Feel like your head's gonna pop. All of your parents are thrilled to see you, but it is a wave of emotion. There is relief, of course, on the forefront of it, but also just this fear and anxiety and uncertainty. I think the idler will say, "Oh, I'm so glad that you have made it back. Oh, when we heard word of Jaspar's Gulch being swallowed like that, we feared the worst. Please, tell us what you can."
So before he starts, I want to do a little quick, you talk about like the inner monologues for the characters. During the theatrics, during the, I don't want to say drama, because it is, forgot the word. It is, if I was a parent, I'd feel the same way. But Silas is, during the theatrics, is sort of standing there genuinely puzzled at the tears and the outburst of emotions. And, his going through his mind like, we're all alive. We all made it. I don't understand he genuinely does not really understand what the big deal is. Does not quite understand why everyone's so emotional. But upon being prompted, he quickly remembers that that's his, he had volunteered, and he'll kind of snap himself out of it. He'll say, well, we did our errands. We did our errands and dropped our stuff off, and I just realized Zara's parents isn't here. We dropped our stuff off, had our sleep, and the mist come rolling through the town when we were at the cart, and we went, about the only reason we got away, to be quite honest. We took the donkey and the cart and rode out of town, and Jade here was seeing us off. Happened to be close enough to jump on with us. This is Jade, by the way.
I think that pointing out Jade, Father Cormac sort of like squints at her a bit and goes, "Jade, I'm glad you were able to make it out. Was anyone else?" And before he even really finishes the question, her expression sort of answers for him. And you see him grow a little grim. She says, first, Silas, do me a favor, roll a deception check.
What did I lie about? Tell me the lie.
So you lied about, you withheld information. You also said it was, you did say we got our sleep, and then the mist came rolling down. So there are some sequential things, but
I also said we were near the cart when it happened, so you're absolutely right. But if you couldn't,
there's a couple of little lies.
If you couldn't catch it, I wasn't going to let you have it. Where'd it go? Oh, hold on. Sorry.
I see perception, but not deception.
Yeah, sorry.
Good.
I'm going to use my inspiration. To lie.
That's the best use for it.
Yeah. For me, yeah.
Boo. Oh, if only you had maybe given an NPC earlier and got a second reroll. But no.
What? You didn't tell me they stacked.
I think that Silas, you see everybody sort of look you over, but I think give me an insight check. Let's see if you know who picks up on it. Oh, that's fun.
That was sort of the point of introducing Jade immediately after, was to attempt to
it's turn the
gas
attention.
gaslighting
my
and
guess-
redirection.
18.
My guess is the idler.
I hope so. I've got dirt on him. He sent kids into a dangerous situation.
To be fair, they all sent kids into a dangerous situation. They didn't know it was dangerous. I think on an 18, you pick up, as you are telling your story, Captain Eisen's eyes kind of narrow at you. And I don't think I think that in hindsight, you might sort of realize that they were told about this in advance. Now, at night, it would probably be very difficult to tell what had happened. But by the light of day, when the people in those small villages in the valley woke up, they saw the city of Jaspar's Gulch swallowed. They saw the wall of mist where a city once stood. And while everyone else seems to accept what you say, Eisen does sort of clock that some things don't quite line up the way that he had.
Timeline didn't right.
Exactly. It's little hiccups, but nothing that he's going to call you out on, but something he takes note of.
That could be a 12-year-old telling a story. You ever heard a 12-year-old tell a story?
I'm just a dumb, traumatized kid. I can make all kinds of mistakes. I'm just a dirty carpenter's son. I'm not even all that bright.
You introduced Jade just after, and I think that Jade will pipe up with, we met the pilgrims from Banyan Brook, Camilla, and they are trying to intercept the party from Twin Quarry. Let them know before they get too far. I believe they said something about they want to have representatives come soon. They need a delegation to talk with you about this. And she says this specifically to the idler. And I think also in part to Father Cormac, who nods. I think that the Father Cormac will say, no, of course, this does change quite a few things. And he sort of looks to the idler and Captain Eisen, both of who kind of nod grimly. While the rest of the people here, your parents, begin to gather you in a way. Desmond comes up to you, Nath, and asks you and Sam, are you both all right?
Yeah, we're doing okay. Some was weird.
I think Sam would say, we delivered the rose before things went bad. And Nath saved me. He pulled me from the mist when I thought I was going to be swallowed by it. And you see as your father, there's a very complicated emotion on his face. It's the pride of knowing that your progeny have successfully done good in the world, but also the heartache that comes with knowing that they had to be in that position to do that. I think Lark, your mother gives you a bit of a squeeze on the shoulder, and says, I'm just glad to have you both home. I'm sure you've both had a very rough day. We should head home. And sort of turns to Father Cormac and nods at him, and Cormac says to Desmond, I will alert you if we have news of the delegation. I would like for you to be there. And Desmond goes, I wouldn't have it any other way. At the same time, Clara sort of grabs onto Elend and says, oh, well, your father will be glad to know that you made it back, and he will be also glad to know that Bill made it back. So that is a win.
I'm more happy that Bill made it back.
She goes, are you all right? I know these things can be difficult. You were in town when this happened, yeah?
Yes.
She goes,
And then As if that wasn't bad enough, on the way to the town, there was a giant mountain lion chasing us too.
She goes, a mountain lion? Oh, well, that is quite alarming. What, and you escaped how?
Thanks to Zara. Zara. She scared it away.
You can clock a couple of impressed looks, Zara, particularly on Dirk, on the captain, just taking note of that information. I think that Clara will say, well, I'm sorry that was necessary, but I'm glad that you were capable.
He would kind of puff his chest out like, yep, totally made it.
She says, listen, we have much to talk about. Why don't you get the donkey settled up in the barn and then come back to the inn?
Yes, ma'am. Bye, guys.
You guys look as as Elend is also peeled away by his parent. I think that
We'll see you later, Ellen.
I think it's Selena who says, "Oh, and Idler, we got the ore. It was loaded up, thankfully, before anything happened." And he goes, I had completely forgotten about it. I appreciate your diligence in seeing your duty done, but I hope you know that this is a small price to pay for your safety." He looks to Roland and says,
believe him?
"Roll an insight check."
I'm too busy staring down the captain, I guess. 6.
6. Yeah.
Too busy worried about going to the witch's aisle later.
Roland's or not Roland. Silas's mind is in many places.
Yeah. Oh wait, what did I just say? Fuck. The Idler. He thanks her for seeing the delivery through. And goes, well, I'm quite surprised. Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. Let me back up just a second. He would say, to Roland, he says, I'm very sorry for the risk that they put your children in. I will be paying far more than we agreed upon. And he sort of cuts a look to ye. Not like obviously, but sort of makes a look to you as well, Silas. And you see that he hands a very hefty coin purse to your father. Your dad almost looks like he's gonna toss it, like just like I don't care for this now. But he pockets it and turns to the two of you and says, "Your mother, we just had sent somebody not too long ago to tell her we should go and try to cut them off at the pass." And rather swiftly, the three of you begin to wander away.
Hang on a second, Dad. Hey, can I have a coin or two of that? I want to get a baked good from the locks for Mom. I'll be right on behind you.
He goes, he smiles a bit, and I think he'll give you, we'll say, 10 silver. By the way, Ben, you got paid, I think it was 20 silver. I didn't specify an amount, but last session, because you delivered everything early, he gave you 20 silver pieces, in addition to what your parents were already expecting. So there's some extra coin in your pocket too, dog.
Silas will hang around just long. He's not going to hang around long enough to be suspicious. If he can catch the Idler to talk to him, he will. But if it's a situation where he's surrounded by people for so long, he will just go buy the baked good and make it not a lie, if you will.
Yeah, we're gonna do odd or even. Which one do you want it to be?
Odd.
Odd? All right, so if it's odd, the Idler is available. Unfortunately, it seems in the bustle of the wake of this, Captain Eisen comes up to him and they begin talking about maybe forming a rescue party. You're setting extra patrols on the other side of the river to keep an eye on the mist and take note if it hinders, if it advances further. There's very much business that seems to need to be done to where you don't quite catch that opportunity. At least not right now.
When I get my baked good, can we say that Elin gives it to me?
Sure.
When he's handed off, Silas he'll look at him and say, "Hey, if me and Serena come back in here, you think you could show us how to make some coffee?" And he'll wink at him.
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate it. We'll be back. He'll take his baked goods and go
Yes.
try it now.
Yeah. You all sort of go about to your homes, and it's a very very tense day. Zara, you actually go home to an empty home. Your parents still haven't come back from their job. They should be either back late tonight or early tomorrow. And we're going to sort of fast forward just a little bit, as the next several days hold several things in store for you all. One is that Nath, you and your sister, led by your father, start to begin your clerical training in earnest. Your father takes you both to a tiny glade, for pun's sake, and he begins walking you through some basic spell casting. You watch as he raises a hand, and you see a small sprout begin to blossom and bloom and rise from the ground, as if a time lapse of growth, and small berries begin to bud off of it. And he says, with what happened, I feel, Nath, with what happened, I feel it is time to make sure that you are able to take care of yourselves should the time come. This is a simple spell, but it can feed you and mend simpler wounds. And he begins to try to teach you this. He talks about how when you're casting it, you draw the energy not from yourself, but from the earth itself. And he's going through this in a very clinical manner, I think. As he sort of finishes his instruction, he turns to each of you and says, all right, give it a go. And with that, Josh, roll an Arcana check for me.
Okay. This will go well. It's a 9.
You and Sam both rolled 9s. You both give it...
Twinsies.
Yeah. You guys both attempt to conjure it forward. And while you manage to... You feel the energy beneath the soil. You're sensing it, but it's the breaking through that you're having a little trouble with. Since neither of you got it, roll another time for me, my friend.
I got an 8.
You watch as you're trying, and it's almost like it's slipping through your grasp. You're having trouble feeling that innate energy that's in the root system. But you see that your sister is doing quite well. The blossom begins to rise. A single bulb appears on it, and soon a single good berry is on this little plant. And your father is thrilled, and he tells her, oh, "That's excellent. That is truly fantastic. So quickly you've picked things up." And while he doesn't necessarily express disappointment, I think you might feel a bit of that in your performance. Do me one more favor. As you're, I think y'all continue practicing this for some time, and Sam eventually manages to make it make it happen quite easily. And it's at the point where your father seems to be satisfied, and he begins to leave with your sister. Sam sort of turns back to look at you, and she says, "Are you done for the day too, or going to keep at it?"
No. Feels like I need to go a little longer. I'm not quite. I can't do it yet.
She goes, "It'll come. Practice makes perfect." I think that she begins to head back. And as you're making your way back to your home, I think you're marching along through the woods, and I think like you realize that the beat of your steps, the rhythm with which you're walking, matches that rhythm that you heard earlier from the whittle thicket. That deep thump, thump, thump. You find yourself mirroring that. And as you are making your way back home, make a performance check for me. As you're sort of making your way through, following that, boom, 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 you feel inspired. You feel as if you've been introduced to this thing that no one else really seems to be able to hear, but that resonates so deeply with you. I think that you have a bit of a bit of that light carrying you forward. We'll come back to that in a bit. Zara, Ben, my dude, when your parents come back the following morning, I think that they have heard of what happened in Jaspar's Gulch. What I'm not certain of is if they heard that you were involved. So Ben, do me a favor. Even or odd?
Ooh. Well, odd as always, baby.
Odd as always. We are some oddballs. And the one time you won a nat one. On odd, your parents hear about the events of this, but as they came the day after, and maybe perhaps out of no one wanting to cause any of the parents, unrest, it doesn't seem like they hear about it, that you were involved specifically. I think there is a question of when your mother comes back, she's like, Zara, dear, those pickaxes, we were gonna have them delivered, and there's clearly no need for that, but I can't find them anywhere.
Oh, I'll have you guys know, I had them delivered over to the Gulch just the other day. And then as she says that, Zara will produce the coin that she got from the pickaxes and present it to her mother.
She goes, you had it delivered?
It's already done, there's no problems,
Who did you have deliver it?
Well, Silas was actually delivering something himself. I had him pitch him up for me.
She goes, oh, well, the Thorn boys are reliable, and he's I don't know about honest, but he works hard. I'll give him that.
It's actually kind of boring now that you mention it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We feel like we've been leaving you quite alone a bit here lately, but I'm wanting to try to start really amping up some of the things we're teaching you. Try to get you to learn a little bit more on the crafting side. And I think that you're excited about that. Or well, let me ask you, how does Zara feel about that?
Well, I mean, Zara's always eager to expand her craft and knowledge.
Yeah, I think you
anything other than nails and hinges.
Right? You have that bit of that excitement that comes with the excitement of doing something new, and you're almost a little surprised when you hear a voice call out from the front of the forge, and it's Captain Eisen. You see that Dirk, your mother Sorka would say, "Hail, Dirk! Long time no see. We haven't been spending much time in town lately." And he goes, "No, it's been too long. I was actually hoping to hire you for some of your services, or more specifically, I think this is more of Zara's speed." And Sorka says, "Well, what you have in mind, Captain?" And he says, "Well, we've been training an exceptional amount since we've learned about what happened at Jaspar's Gulch. Many of our shields and armor are getting dinged up. I could use a young Ironheart here to come over and knock a few of those dents out. Tidy it up a bit for us, you know. I think
Zara will like perk up with like almost about to ask her mom if she can do it, but she doesn't say anything. She just kind of like eagerly looks over.
Sorka says, she may be our apprentice, but she is her own woman. Darling, I'll allow you to choose if you would like to learn at my hand today or go tend to the needs of the captain.
Well, I mean, if the captain needs my assistance, it'd be unwise to refuse him, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Captain goes, it's your patriotic duty, or something. Sorka goes, well, no, I suppose that's all right. We can always do it tomorrow. Yeah, why don't you go with Dirk and get that taken care of for him? And when we're done, we'll...
I say, like, as soon as she says that, like, Zara's already got, like, her tool roll already up. Like, I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Apron on, tool roll in hand, begins to take off. Yeah, you follow Captain Dirk over to the barracks. And when you pop in, you see a few things. You see that there are several guards here. Normally, you know, the guards in Naveria are kind of sleepy, for lack of a better term. It's not a very dangerous part of the Veil. And you see that many of them have been training. And there seem to be a few more. It seems like he's upped recruitment, as it were. He brings you into the courtyard, and you see that there's another boy here about your age. Bran Dunn is his name. He's one of the guard's sons. You see that Dirk sort of introduces you to and says, Zara, Bran, Zara. I must confess, Miss Ironheart, that I've sort of brought you here on false pretenses. You see, I can hardly afford to continue to pay you guys for coming over here all the time to work out every chink in the armor, every dent. And so, it would be much more convenient to have an in-house repairman, as it were. And he sort of nods to Bran Dunn. And he says, now I could have easily sent him off to your mom and father to learn what he needs to know. But I'm far more interested in teaching you than I am from learning. He says, I heard about you scaring off the mountain lion. That's rather impressive. But unfortunately, intimidation may not always be reliable, especially as the things you're facing get bigger. He says,
what did you have in mind?
Says, well, you teach the boy how to hammer out a few dents. I teach you how to swing a weapon, how to carry yourself in armor, how to use a shield. Train you up to where the next time something comes screeching from the cliff tops, you got a little more experience under your belt.
Say with that, Zara like straightens her posture up and like puffs her chest out a little bit. She's like, well, I guess we better get started then, huh?
He goes, perfect. He throws you a set of leather armor. It's a little oversized for you, honestly. But he says, you can keep that here so your parents don't get too suspicious. But we'll grow into that soon enough, I'm sure. He says, you're also welcome to take a weapon from the rack. Your dad made most of them, so you have first choice. And you see that there is quite an array of spears, swords, mauls, even a few more unusual weapons. But what does Zara go for as she examines the wall of weaponry?
I say Zara goes back to the obsidian axe that she found.
Hell yeah.
And she'll pick up a hand axe off the table.
Okay. He sort of nods and says, figured you more of a hammer gal. All right. Let's see what you got. And he raises up.
I know plenty of swinging a hammer already.
He goes, probably not much I can teach you for that. Let's see how you do with your chop. And he begins sparring with you. Do me a favor, roll 2 attack rolls. This is going to be +2 and plus either your strength or your dexterity. Or I guess for you, strength.
Gee.
Yeah, you watch as he tries to take you. He goes through some very basic forms. He's like, all right, with the axe, it's all about the swing. You either want to come down from the top or be swinging upward. You want to use that natural momentum you have through the whole course, and you want to make sure you follow through. He gives you a few points, a few pointers, and you begin sparring with him. And it's not too long for you, like, you feel your axe, like, sink into the wooden shield he's using a bit. And he goes, ha! Well, not bad, Miss Ironheart. He shakes it loose and says, well, let's see how well you can keep up in that armor. And he begins to attack. We're going to roll a couple here. Okay. Do me a favor. Roll a dex saving throw. Oh, you're having a hard time. Being raised at the anvil hasn't led you very quick on your feet. You've got a sturdy stance, but not exactly agile. You're having a little bit of trouble avoiding him as he's keeping up this pressure. He eventually sort of slows down and goes, all right, you've got some potential. I need to work on, I need to start learning how to carry a shield if you want to keep that head on your shoulders, but Bran, come on. And you see that Bran sort of hops up and grabs a hammer and goes over to join and says, I'm going to spar against him for a round or two. And do me a favor, roll one dex save, and then 1 attack roll.
Wait, hold on. Ignore that 12. There we go.
Thankfully, your attack roll actually lands. Brandon isn't very well armored, and you manage to lay in a pretty decent. You see that the axe you're using has been dulled purposefully. This is a training weapon, and as you like knock his helmet off, it like cocks itself sideways and sort of gets stuck on his head. And he's got a big head, just a massive swollen noggin. As all Branduds do. And it doesn't take you long before you sort of knock him on his ass. He gets in a couple of scrapes, but not nearly as many as you do. And once he gets kicked down, Eisen goes, well, damn, you figure you would have picked up a little more, Brandon. And Brandon sort of, he says something, but it kind of like echoes in his helmet weird, and you don't really catch what he's making out. But this begins sort of a tradition for Zara. About once a week, the captain either comes over himself or sends Brandon and has you come over and spar. And Zara is going to pick up some proficiencies from this. You are now proficient in light armor, and you're also proficient in hand axes. So you've got a little bit of skills under your belt. As you're doing that, you do learn from your mother as well, and she teaches you how to make a few different things as you're getting a little older. You see that she's very keen to keep you away from weaponry, but begins to show you how to make simple shields and pauldrons and all these more mundane things that are still more exciting than nails.
There you go.
I think while that's happening, Elend, you have returned to your home. You know that when you get home, Brody's like, oh, you're back. Does that mean I can't have his bed? And Clara goes, Brody, and screeches at him a little bit. You see that he sort of runs off. And Clara says to you, Elend, I'm wondering if you might be able to help me with something in the loft of the barn.
Yes, ma'am.
He
Like inner monologue is like he's afraid to like damage the new barn, so he tries not to go in there unless he has to. But since mom's asking, he'll go.
you follow her over to the new barn, and you watch as she lets down a. I guess you wouldn't let down a hatch. There's probably a ladder there permanently. And as you get to that ladder, she gestures for you to climb up, and she soon follows you. And up in the loft, there's a few hay bales and stuff that you use to sort of keep dry through the winter. And your mom, a very hardy woman. Actually, I'm going to show you something, because, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, that's just AI art being stupid, but I loved it so much, I'm like, no, that's canon. As I banish Cal, you see, in the image, she has a tea kettle, but she's holding that thing from the bottom. And I like to think this was hanging over the fireplace, and she just grabbed it off of the hook and poured it like that and set it back on.
Man.
Your mom was a tough lady. Clara, she picks up 2 of these bales, and without any help, throws them down. And startles Chewie a bit, and he goes, she makes a bit of a face and goes, well, Elend, your father and I have been talking and trying to wrap our heads around what happened in Jaspar's Gulch.
It's just like Silas said.
Of course it is. Roll a deception check. I'll give her disadvantage, but we're gonna see. Oh no! Oh, that's a 12 on one. Ooh, the other one's a 7. Clara's a smart woman, but I don't think she's a +4 wisdom. I think she just she seems to go, well, of course, why would the boy lie? He's always such an honest boy. She goes, no, I think that it's time that we talked. And she sits on one of the hay bales and sort of gestures for you to do the same.
Mom, Cal already told me birds and the bees.
She goes, well, Cal doesn't know what he's talking about, so don't listen to anything he says. When you're ready to have that conversation, come find me. Or your father. Actually, no, come find me. Your father would hate that. She says, no, I think as you sit on the hay bale, your feet leave the ground, even though it's only a hay bale. And she sort of looks at that and makes makes a bit of a grimace and goes, Your father thought that it would be best if we were to have a little chit-chat. I don't even know how to say this. Your father and I love you very much.
I love you too.
And we will always do our best to take care of you. But you are not our son. Not by birthright, anyway.
What do you mean?
Ellen, I was hoping to hold this off and tell you when you were 18. But your brother is growing by the day, and you are not. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have our own talents and our own gifts. And while Brody might be a little taller, you are quicker on your feet, more dependable, more sociable. She says, Ellen, you were not born here in the town. You were found by the edge of the mist many, many years ago. And you were brought to us. Well, not to us specifically. They brought you to the inn to try to find you a home. And at the end of the night, no one had taken you. And I couldn't turn you away. You were just a little bean of a thing back then. You could fit in one hand. And if I had to be careful not to make sure it was the hand I was lifting the kettles with, you know, it was very, very, very tricky. She says, you are not a Schussel born, but you are a Schussel made. You are part of this family by our choice, and for as long as you choose to be.
Oh man, I think he would, as a 9-year-old, would understand it. He'd probably be sad and cry.
I think
just confused.
I think in that confusion and just like the way things are rushing at you, like some things hit you, like how your entire family is blonde except for you, and you know how your eye color is different, and like the little signs that you've kind of thought of or picked up on but sort of dismissed. But a lot of it makes sense. And as she tells you that she says, you are Mistborn. I cannot say where it is that you were brought from, but it is not uncommon for children to be found on the edge. I have told people in town not to speak to you about it, because I do not want them to treat you different, especially not the other kids. But the truth is that you are different, in a way that none of us can understand. And I think that your mind just flashes back to the barn going up in flames, to the flash of light in the mist. And things just start to sort of fall in place mentally for you. And she says, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but if you have questions, I want you to be able to ask them, and I want to be as honest with you as I can be.
Does Brody know?
Your brother does not.
Does Cal know?
I do not believe. His father is aware. He was here when you were brought, but I do not believe Cal is aware, no.
Do I call you Clara now? Can I still call you Mom?
She goes, only if you want to.
I'll give her a big hug. You know, it's sad, and like you said, it kind of makes sense now, so it's almost like I feel better in some ways. I guess I would... Mom, I don't know what's going on, but I think I could do magic, but it's bad magic. I think that's how he would think of it as. It's only bad has ever happened, and he can't control it. I don't know what to do.
She gets sort of a distant look as she recalls a day that you were just sneezing feathers. Like hundreds of feathers, and her really quickly trying to lie about what happened to sort of cover up a suspicion she has had for a while now. And she goes, you have always been a special child. I am no sorceress. I cannot teach you how to harness that. But the church, several people in town that are capable of magic, we will find you a tutor. But I would keep that close to your chest, at least for now. And I don't think she'll say it out loud, but I think Ellen is sort of understanding that there is a suspicion, not a suspicion, a superstition? No. I'm blanking on the word. There's an apprehension people feel about you because you are Mistborn. And knowing that you were a Mistborn now casting magic might sort of raise some of those concerns. She says, your father does not know. And I cannot say how he will react if he were to learn about the barn incident.
So you knew it was me?
I had my suspicions. I was the first one out there. You were the only one there. And the look on your face told me that something was not quite right.
But it's like I said, it was just a rock.
She goes, I know you didn't do it on purpose. I would never blame you for that. But your father is a much more pragmatic man. She goes, why don't you take some time? Don't come back to the floor tonight. I'll have Brody do your chores. You want to go to your room? If you want to wander, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I think he'd probably go up and just try to mull it all over. Meta-wise, you said there's Mistborn people in the town?
She says there's, she says that there are misguided people in town. She does say that Mistborn people are occasionally found. She doesn't specify any in Naveria. Or in, like, the city of Naveria, I should say.
I think, like, a side quest moving forward, he might be, just trying to find out more what Mistborn actually means.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was anyone he ever came in contact with that could explain it better, he'd be on the lookout.
No, 100%. Do me a favor. Open up your dice roller, hit that little 2GM button, and I think you know what I want you to roll.
A D20? Or a D100?
Try to the quiet part loud, but yeah.
He's technically correct. The best kind of correct.
As you're sitting up in your room, you are, you feel your stomach growl. You came up, this is, I think, the day after you guys have gotten back, and you, it's been a weird energy in town. People are going to check stuff out. People are talking about fortifying. Some people are talking about moving. And there's just this very uncomfortable energy, and you feel your stomach growl. And you pop your head out on the balcony, and you look over, and you think about going to the bakery. And you're like, no, Adora, the baker, she went off to Banyonbrook. She's not back yet. She probably doesn't even know any of this happened. And you're sort of thinking about that. And you go to turn away, and suddenly you're in the shop. And you're in the bakery surrounded, and not only do you turn the corner and you're there, there's like this poof of like mist, and suddenly it's like there's cakes and strudels and donuts and just things all around you that just pop into existence with you. Since the party probably knows, I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain at what that is. For those of you watching, I'm not using everything direct from the book. Some things, like this nifty little D100 table, I went with a true 100 option table rather than the 50 that the player's handbook gives. So might be some things that you might not know how that happened. But Ellen, as you find yourself in the bakery surrounded by baked goods, what does Ellen do?
Apple strudel all day.
You
he wouldn't. Yeah, maybe he would engorge just a little bit. Not like the whole shop by any means, but
no.
Maybe like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you take a seat. The ovens at the bakery are cold because she has been gone for a couple of days. And it's nice, it's quiet, and I think that for you, it's a little bit of serenity. at the inn, even in your room, there's still bustling of people and chatter, your mom occasionally calling. It's a very noisy place. And I think that the quiet of this bakery just gives you a little bit of solace. Yeah, you just have that sort of quiet moment of reflection. We're going to shift to Zara. Nope, not Zara. I'm sorry. Silas. Silas, we turn to you. You have made your way back home. Your mother was told, thankfully you guys got there before she was told that you guys were potentially lost. That would have caused her a great deal of heartache. And as she...
And I brought her apple streusel.
You did bring her apple strudel, which now I think that you must have had to break in to get. Oh no, you got it from the lock and key, you said, so that's fine. Yeah, you awaken, I think, a day or two later, and you sort of make... What?
I'm being sassy. I said I slept for 2 days.
We'll say the next day, you awaken and you feel you sort of look over and you lock eyes with the totem, and you think about what happened on the boat.
Oh man, he's like, he would want, man. Does he have enough time to go? Like, if he knows there's a chance to go where he can go and come back, he would wait and do that. If that's not the case, then he might have to finagle.
But so you would know that you wouldn't necessarily want to draw attention to yourself going. I think that you would want to try to maybe either do so later in the evening or really, really early in the morning when there's not as many people out and about, and maybe not leave from town, but from closer to your house. You're upstream. You could, if you had a raft or a boat, take that across and down without really having too many eyes on you.
Too far to swim.
Yeah, it's a couple 100 yards out there, farther than you'd want to swim.
Oh, ouch! No, yeah. Oh well, interesting. Okay. Yes, so something Silas does want to do. He wants to try to break it. Well,
Try to break the totem.
He's sort of under the impression that if it's just a wooden mundane totem, it's not worth much and it will break. If it doesn't break, it's probably worth money, even if he doesn't understand it's magical. Like, his thought process is, I'm going to stress test this thing. Like,
yeah, we'll say that you give it, you're a carpenter, you have tools. I say you give it, you take a hammer to it. Yeah. Try to just crack it right down the middle. Just roll a d20, we'll say.
Oh, about to do something bad. It's about to be bad.
Oh, we'll see.
I just kicked the hornet's nest.
You do take the chisel to it, and as you pop it with the hammer, the chisel slides off. And you pick it up. Roll we'll say investigation, perception. Either of those. I think either of those. You look at it, there are no scratches on it. Okay. I think you're also giving it a look over, and this totem, it's not like a totem pole like A, B, C stacked up on top of each other. It's got 3 faces to it. So you turn one side and you see a face, and you turn it 120 degrees and you see another. And so it's like the long part of the totem is like a head, a body, and feet. And on an 11,
there's 3 totems. 3 totems built, and I got you.
So you're looking at it, and one of them looks a little bit like a dog. Not quite right. The ears are the wrong shape. They're like round. And then another one you look at, and it looks like a bird of some sort. And the third one you look at seems more like a simian kind of. I wouldn't even know if. There are primates in the Vale, so yeah, you would know it's some type of simian type creature. On an 11, I think that's all you pick up from it, but it's definitely different. Silas may do with that what he will.
Okay. I think Silas would. I think his first option would be he would. Does he know how to get a boat? Like, does he know how much
You
money
could-
he would need to get a boat?
Yeah, you could go and if you wanted to rent a boat rather than taking a ferry, you could probably rent one for a day for a silver or two.
I still have silver left over, or no?
I'll say yeah, because you got some
Okay.
from. You
got
bought the
10.
thing. I think that after the stressful time that you guys had, Clara would have given you that pastry for free. You have the silver.
Okay. He will. We'll do it first thing in the morning. He will hear his dad leave to go work in farms, and he will split. Do his best not to wake Selena, and he'll be out the door like as right behind him as he can be without, giving himself away. And he will hoof it to the river and purchase a canoe and go because he left the dog waiting.
So
He's gonna
he,
go hoofing it over there.
if you go to if you buy the boat, you're gonna have to go back to town. Is that okay? Is
No.
that's yeah? I thought you might think that.
No. How am I supposed to cross the river then? Oh boy.
Surely
I
a
feel like
12-year-old boy, son of a carpenter, would have already built a raft of his own.
That's fair. I could build one.
Maybe?
I forgot he knew how to do that thing. I will try to build a raft. That sounds fun.
You begin finding some logs of an appropriate size and lashing them
I might
together.
have to do that the night before, the evening before. Maybe if a couple of days pass, he spends a day or two building the raft, and
That
then
makes sense.
one morning he goes out real early.
Just for shits and giggles, roll a carpentry tech, sleight of hand.
Oh.
Very nice. You build a
Can
pretty.
it be a canoe?
Not a full canoe, but you build a fairly
Okay.
nice raft. I think you even like it has a sail, like you have an actual mast and like a little. You take it like an old tablecloth that you're using as like a sail to catch the wind.
It's Valheim up in this bitch.
Yeah, but the wind's blowing the wrong direction. You're fucked. No, you. That's happening, and while you're getting that together, Ellen, I think you hear a bit of scratching coming from outside your window.
Would look to see what it was.
You peek your head out the window and look down off the balcony, and you see that back behind the old barn, Shadow seems to be scratching the wood, just on the back of the barn, close to the back of the inn. You see this, and as you pop your head out, you see that he stops, and it's weird to see. It's almost like how a cat would scratch, but as it makes eyes at you, it begins walking away, and it looks back over its shoulder, up at you in your window.
Curiosity is piqued, and I like Shadow. I would maybe try to run off and follow him.
Yeah. You begin following, and I think that Zara, as you're coming back from the barracks from one of your training sessions, you see Shadow run by, and you're kind of like, okay, that's not necessarily unusual, but you see Ellen's like not necessarily taking the same path as you, but running back up behind the dog. How does Zara react to that?
Well, I'm sure if Zara sees Ellen chasing after Shadow, she's gonna wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll not run after them, but I'll follow down where they're going.
Yeah, you sort of clock it as weird and begin following too. As Shadow makes its way, it seems to be leaving town, but he stops every now and then and looks back to make sure that you're still following him. I think that through the forest, as they're going through, Josh, I think that Nath spots as Shadow seems very intentionally finds you playing in the woods, and sort of giving you a look. I think he barks twice. And in this sort of steady rhythm that feels eerily familiar, as he begins continuing deeper into the woods. How does Nath react?
I give him 2 pats on the ribs, and I guess start to follow.
Yeah, you carry on a bit, and you almost
All
run.
three of these people.
You almost run into Elend, as it seems he's also following. And in the short moment of you two being surprised, Zara catches up with you, and you're almost you start to begin to ask what the fuck's going on before you realize that you're losing sight of the dog, and the three of you scamper off. And it's not long before Silas, erecting his mast, that sounded bad, begins. You're about you're looking at it. You're finally happy with it. You've wanted to make sure it's secure because you can get there, but getting back is the part you really need to worry about. So you guys,
If only.
you are feeling pretty happy with it as suddenly a figure appears from the woods behind you, and you see Shadow, quickly followed by 3 very familiar friends. Shadow just sits sort of tail wagging, looking at you.
I squint at him.
He
I look at
squints
the
back.
other ones. I guess I rightly shouldn't be surprised. Y'all want to go for a float? Points, jerks his thumb over. I got some. We know her name, right? Or do we know her name? We don't. We just know she's a witch.
Yeah, most people just refer to her as the witch. There are people in town who do know her name, but it's not a figure people exactly talk about much.
Okay. I think I got some business with the lady across the river. If none ends of chicken.
Which?
Yeah. He thinks it's a good idea, and I'll point at Shadow.
Shadow looks over his shoulder like you're pointing at somebody else.
Think Ellen before would probably just say absolutely not, but now with him curious about magic and all that, and the rumors he's heard Cal tell him, he would be interested in going, but still scared as shit.
I think Nath would probably just sort of smirk at Silas and say, well, we've heard a lot of things about her, but as far as I can tell, there's no way she's worse than the Mist, so why not? Face your fears, right?
She comes in town. She can't be that bad. I'm glad Aelin's coming along. He's about anchor sized.
Let me get the rope.
You guys.
How long is the raft ride?
It won't be too long. It'll probably be the better part of 20 minutes, but not terribly long. Maybe
Probably
not
tell
even
the
20
gang.
Actually, 20 minutes seems too long. I'd say half that.
I would tell the gang that I was adopted.
It's just like on the ride over.
Yeah. Hey,
There's
so
no
I
lead
found
up.
out.
It's just...
Yeah, I'm
No, like a lead up, like. So I got some.
You didn't realize you were the only one not blonde?
Zara's had a
was
front row
the-
seat to this family drama unraveling for the last decade.
Yeah, but maybe my grandpa had black hair. I don't know how genetics works.
I will...
And I guess I would mention the magic thing. Like, I think I could maybe do some magic, but I can't control it. So, I'm hoping the witch can help me.
And you're sure you don't know what happened to the barn?
But I would then tell Silas, yeah, I told Serena the other night. The more I think about it, I'm pretty sure I did it, but it wasn't on purpose.
I think
You don't want to tell Silas shit.
I think Silas remembers like mentioning the barn just like in passing to her, and her getting like really quiet about it. Like nothing that flagged as weird in the moment, just a little odd. But then hearing that, you're like, that bitch knew.
My next plan was to take her with me to teach, so that he could teach us to make coffee, and I was gonna bug her and be like, see if you can ask him what he knows about the barn. That was.
I could tell that was bothering you.
Yeah, vindicated. Silas.
But I don't know if I would mention the Mistborn thing, because I feel like the rumors around town of Mistborn. I would just say I'm adopted. But I don't know if y'all would have already heard and just been told, sworn to secrecy.
I think this is news to all of you. The parents seem to have done a pretty good job of keeping that hush-hush.
But yeah, just adopted. I didn't mention the Mistborn.
You're headed to the right place for your funny troubles there. But I wouldn't let the other thing bother you too much. Them two raised you and loved you. They're your parents.
I know. I'm just... Nothing against them. I'm now just kind of curious where I came from. Apparently I'm not even human like them. I'm some bean sprout of a race.
Maybe you get real tall when you get old. Maybe you grow up instead of down. You know how the old timers shrink? Maybe you grow.
I just, time like meta-wise, I think it's hilarious that snarky Silas is now trying to be like good
Yeah,
big brother.
He's complex, as we all are.
Like an ogre.
I think this conversation would trigger Nate just a little bit based on his experiences the last 2 or 3 days. And he would sort of sit down close to Ellen and say, you know, at least you can do magic. My dad's been trying to teach me clergy work for 2 or 3 days, and I can't seem to make it happen. Can't help but feel like he's not very proud of me right now. It kind of hurts.
Well, my dad would kill me if he found out that I'm the reason barn burned down, so I get it.
Well,
I don't know how it works, but anytime I think of something really hard, it kind of just happens. Maybe try thinking about it. I don't know.
Nate pops a blood vessel on his eyeball.
As
The last like 2 minutes of the journey, Silas tries to tie a rope around Ellen, Ellen, like he's actually going to use him as an extra.
As you mention, having to, when you do magic, you have to really concentrate on it or whatever, and you're sort of thinking about it, and you feel, I think it's a warmth. I think it feels like a warm quilt being laid on your shoulders, that sort of resonates through you, Ellen. This won't be relevant unless y'all just really fuck something up. But if
we ate a whole town, that juju on us.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the night goes. But I rolled a 92 on your D100. If you die within the next minute, you immediately come back to life as if by the reincarnate spell, which is sick.
So that rope that Nate was tying around my neck.
Straight in the river.
I'm immortal.
Silas jokes about killing somebody in session 1. He actually kills somebody in session 2, but they come back. It's fine. But you feel that warmth of that. It's almost like a little bit of extra courage, like knowing that everything's going to be okay. And I think that you sort of set your eyes on the hut as Shadow sort of like pushes his head underneath your hand to where your hand is resting on him. But it is not long before you arrive at the Witch's Island. It is a rather small island. There's really only 2 buildings on this. The Witch's home proper, which is a 2-story house. It's got these sort of purpley blue shingles. You know that your dad did not build this, Silas. This has been here for a minute. You see that on the rear end, on the back side, on the far side, there we go, of the house, there's a stone tower that extends a little higher than the rest of the house. And there's also a small shed on the island. I think as you approach, Nath, you smell and see the blooms here are not like what grows in town. There's a couple that you recognize, but most of these seem foreign to you. I think that Nath, as you draw a little closer, you see that there are a few plants that you recognize as poisonous here. Zara, I think you see that there are some odd tools that you didn't craft, and you don't think your parents have ever crafted over by the shed. Things that just look out of place. And Nath, I think you draw a little closer. Or excuse me, not Nath. Silas, as you draw a little closer, it looks like the roof is about to collapse in on itself. The place looks pretty, not run down, but just neglected. You'll need that revive if y'all go break in this bitch's house. As you
No, go fix it.
as y'all draw a little closer, it is, we'll say, late afternoon. But when your raft makes contact with the island, what, if anything, you'll do?
He's very diligent about pulling it up 10 feet or more, like making sure that it not gonna fly away. He ties it off the tree. Fly away, float away. You kind of look at everybody.
You're the one that wanted to come here. You lead the way.
Yeah, what he
Probably
said.
best we be on our best behavior, if y'all catch my drift. And he will, sort of like the mist, not particularly afraid, will stroll right up to the door and knock.
You go up and you confidently knock on the door.
What the dog doing?
Shadow, when you got to the island, sort of stepped off onto the island with you, but he seems to just be observing. He hasn't made any direct moves yet. Silas goes and knocks on the door, thump, 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 and you feel a sense of apprehension, perhaps dread is the better word. As the door creaks open, there is no figure behind it. You see a larger space than what you were expecting. You see that there are dozens of herbs that are hung up here, drying out. Many you recognize, but some that just have these unusual aromas. You see that there are bones and cards and dice and a little prism-shaped pendant on the end of a silver chain. And you see that there are jars filled with very unusual body parts, for lack of a better word. Not human, but just eyes and legs and what looks like livers, just in various jars. You see the staircase where the tower is. It's sort of a spiral staircase up. You see that the entire interior of that staircase, both the wall and the column, are just lined with books. Way more books than you guys even knew existed. There's not a printing press here. Books are transcribed by hand. There's perhaps in the city of Naveria, a couple dozen, maybe, most of them at the church. You are sort of soaking all of this in when you hear behind you, "I was wondering when my company would arrive." As you turn to lay eyes on for the first time a rather beautiful woman, dark curls, pulled up in a bun. They fall about her face. Her skin tone is very warm, very tanned. You see she has these very elegant gloves that go up to her elbows. And she has her parasol over her shoulder as if she were just out and about doing chores, but is now just inches behind you. As you turn, she flashes a bit of a smile, not showing teeth so much as just a curl of the lip. And as she sees you all, she says, "Well, I think we have very much to discuss indeed." And as she steps in with Shadow close behind, I think that is where we're going to call an end to tonight's session. I will give you, for drama's sake, a quick sneak peek inside. As you see the witch's home proper.
Spooky.
We are going to go ahead and call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. We will pick back up next week. Thank you very much for joining us. We are very glad to have you here. Very excited to meet this next new character on their doorstep. And yeah, be kind to yourselves and each other, and keep rolling. We'll catch y'all next time.